One person in every four will be affected by a mental health disorder at some stage of his or her life. Recent studies show that mental health in the United States is worsening among all age groups. Thank you for joining me on today's Pecha Kucha, Self-Care for Mental Health. This is a real-world problem that continues to need advocacy, and stigma is the predominant driver in individuals attaining, being connected to, or remaining in care. Mental health is defined as the state of well-being in which an individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution to his or her own community. Mental health is still a topic that is very much stigmatized and a sensitive subject matter. For that reason, individuals have the right to know there are alternative methods to self-care and self-love to maximize on self-preservation. Equitable and accessible resources, culture, along with health education was and continues to be necessary for the success of these communities. Consumers need innovative advancement that is reliable and not meant to put them at greater risk. The target audience is adults aged 18 to 40 within New York City, as well as Spanish-speaking communities where English may not be their first language. Within Spanish-speaking communities, there are many reasons an individual may deter from obtaining mental health services. LinkedIn and Twitter will be utilized to provide mental health related information and resources in English and Spanish. Social media is a great way to raise awareness and create community engagement on multiple platforms. It is also a great way to create engagement from individuals that may be traditionally hard to reach. The goal of this project is to raise awareness regarding the ways in which individuals view self-care and how that can have an impact on mental health. Individuals have the right to know this information is readily available, worth their time, reliable, and useful to the function of their daily lives. This is important and relevant to the field of public health as there continues to be many gaps within this health topic. New information is important to gaining perspective outside of what is not captured within current literature and statistical data. Deliverables for this project include an infographic that was created by the researcher with statistical data in addition to self-care practices used to alleviate the impact daily stressors can have on mental health. There is also a resource linked on the bottom that can connect them to further information. This will be created in both English and Spanish. A podcast in the form of semi-structured interview with someone who doesn't believe in the traditional philosophy of mental health was created. This will add to the gaps in care. Furthermore, a video was done with strategies to cope with daily stressors. There will also be regular social media postings. The main message of this project is to raise awareness and provide health education gauged at alternative solutions to daily stressors on mental health. This campaign also seeks to provide health education directed towards hard-to-reach individuals within Spanish-speaking communities. Having other outlets and strategies as coping mechanisms for everyday stressors can reduce momentary anxieties. By implementing various strategies and enforcing a client community-centered design thinking approach, this will create opportunities for communities to thrive and close the gap regarding marginalization and inequities. The timeline for this project is 6 weeks, during which engagement from social media influencers and stakeholders will be outreached. This will also include community engagement through the form of the deliverables mentioned earlier. Some stakeholders that are beneficial to mitigating this health issue include the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, the New York State Office of Mental Health, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, the American Psychiatric Association, and the World Health Organization. Coalition partnership with organizations such as the ones mentioned could drive about the change and advancement that could benefit the target population being served effectively. These stakeholders also already have resources aimed at mental health initiatives. A challenge that may present itself is that individuals may not be receptive to the information due to stigma. Social context plays another important role in how and why treatment may or may not be sought. Providing health education that is knowledgeable and raises awareness creates a safe space for individuals to feel comfortable discussing sensitive subject matters such as mental health. Creating a conversation around mental health is the initial step needed to create engagement. By creating that initial conversation, it can spark engagement for individuals to feel comfortable sharing moments of discomfort, stress, or anxiety, along with strategies they use to mitigate these moments. It's important to capture information that is not readily available online via direct community engagement for those experiencing these symptoms. Having regular conversations around mental health will normalize the topic and help combat the stigma surrounding this subject. As a mental health professional with firsthand experience, I have seen how alternative solutions for coping mechanisms and strategies could benefit the target population. Many individuals fall lost to care follow-up and need strategies and coping mechanisms aimed at daily stressors. By providing these strategies and coping mechanisms, they can serve as facilitators for retaining positive mental health outcomes. Please see my references for further review. Thank you.